One of the House Democrats who says he will not attend the Israeli Prime Minister's speech tomorrow is Tennessee Democratic Congressman Steve Cohen, who is himself Jewish. Good to see you tonight, sir. Thank you for being here with us. And so tell us why, given what Governor Huckabee just said he thinks are the reasons why you should attend, tell us why you won't.
Well, Megyn, just like people watch you on television, and I can understand why, I'm going to watch the speech on television. I'm not going to not watch the speech. I'm not going to not listen to what the Prime Minister says. I'm just not going to be part of a spectacle to where oftentimes you're judged based on how many times you stand up or don't. I went to the speech.
Well, I mean, that applies to the State of the Union, too. You go to that.
Well, that's different because that's about the American president speaking to the American Congress, which is a traditional annual event that goes on forever. To have a foreign prime minister come into Congress and speak 2 weeks before his election and to speak against the foreign policy objectives of the President of the United States and the State Department, and we should be together in foreign policy, is different. But I'm going to watch it on TV. I'm going to read all the pundits pro and con. I've gone to every briefing. I love Israel. I'm for Israel. I think Israel is going to be hurt by this speech, and I think it has been hurt because the bottom line is President Obama is the most important person in America for Israel to have a good relationship with. It's important that the Commander-in-Chief and the Prime Minister of Israel work together. And the fact is, this debate shouldn't be in Washington. The debate really is in Geneva.
Well, but why shouldn't you? No, but you guys are going to have a
Wait a second, Megyn.
No,
I think Prime Minister Netanyahu should have worked on going and talking to the P5,
I think I gave you a nice long time for the first answer.
You gave me a heck of a build-up, too.
And now I'd like to ask you a follow-up question, which is, that's fine. So obviously they have negotiating to do, which hasn't gone very well from the look of where we are with Netanyahu.
We don't know where the negotiating is.
But Congress has a role, too. And you guys may have to step in and pass stiffer sanctions or, God forbid, something military if things go really south when it comes to Iran. Why shouldn't he speak to you directly on something you heard him in those sound bites earlier? He really believes is an existential threat to Israel.
He believed in 2002 when he spoke to the Foreign Relations Committee that Iraq had nuclear weapons, was about to have them, and that they had an ability to transport them on some kind of a movable railroad, none of which was true, and that was all false. So unfortunately, and that has been reproduced and distributed quite widely, and even Mossad contradicted something that Prime Minister Netanyahu said. I wish it wouldn't have happened, but Prime Minister Netanyahu doesn't come to the table with the best marks either.
You know who doesn't either? Iran.
Well, Iran's bad, believe me. They're bad actors. But for the first time, we've got inspectors at their facilities, inspectors at their mines,
the
inspectors at everywhere they can go. Well, I think that if they're not, we can pull out, and whatever happens, happens.
They're not. That's what the inspectors say.
If we don't have an agreement, the alternative is, according to Prime Minister Netanyahu, is additional sanctions. It's my understanding from people I respect who know the Middle East philosophy, this will not break their back, but will get them to stiffen their back. And when they stiffen their back, they're more likely to proceed to getting a nuclear weapon and put us on the edge of nuclear war. I think negotiations always are more important. Diplomacy is important. And I think to have inspectors.
It's helpful if you have somebody you can trust on the other side. And what these inspectors are saying is you cannot trust Iran, that they are continuing to do what they said they wouldn't,
let's assume
and
what
that
you're
they
saying.
will not allow full inspection so we can ascertain their compliance. That remains a problem. I'll give you a quick final word, sir.
Right. Assuming you're right and you can't trust them, then you don't negotiate with them. You don't have diplomacy. What's the alternative? The alternative is war. And I don't think anybody wants to put war on the table, and that would be a serious mistake. We need to work against it.
Sanctions are a step we could take too. The
sanctions won't work.
All right, I got to go.
Won't work.
Sir, I thank you for being here with your perspective.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We are hearing